Hey everyone, and welcome to this week ahead's reading, which as you know is timeless and you can watch them at any time to get some awesome guidance and messages from spirit. So the first channel message that's come up is what really excites you. So spirit wants you to focus on this, and your guides want you to focus on this. What really excites you? And you might be surprised because it could be not what you think. It could be not what you usually tell yourself. So they're just asking you, just pop that on a piece of paper, maybe do that now, and you can answer, this on a Wednesday or a couple of days after you watch this or whenever. What really excites you at a soul level, not at the human level. So say for me, like human level, I love nice clothes. I love putting my outfits together, making myself look and be the best version I can. That excites me. I love it. Or I love buying new things, and then after that it kind of fades, right? That excites me at a human level. At the soul level though, attached to that is that's being creative. Me putting in outfits and tops and pants and skirts and accessories together is creative. But I can do that without buying stuff, right? I can do that with what I've got. So the buying can sometimes be an addiction. Sometimes, if obviously anything out of balance, you do it too much, right? So to see how I've just kind of like flipped the script on how I view that. It's like kind of being more aware. It's like, yes, shopping excites me, but that's only kind of like a momentary thing. The kind of low hum of excitement is being creative and putting together those outfits and accessories and finding out what I can team together, scarves and stuff and boots. And now that, weather's just changed, it's more winter. As in WA, Western Australia, as soon as it's like beautiful, sunny, warm, and then at some point in May, mid to late May, it's like literally someone flicks a switch and it goes cold. It's quite random. Don't know if you experienced that, but it's kind of cool at the same time. So yeah, think about what really excites you at the soul level. We are now smack bang in the Mercury retrograde. So you might find your communication skills aren't the best. What you're trying to articulate might not come out. But for those of you that got Mercury retrograde in your natal chart, you'll find you'll be able to articulate things better. Well, obviously take what resonates for you. But there could be miscommunications, and that goes across the board, right? They usually, astrologers say not to buy any big purchases or technologies or thoroughly research something if you need to buy. I decided, I was lucky my insurance company is actually a nice insurance company, and they said they could write my car off or they could pay me out. And I had no idea, but there's been an inflation on cars here. They've gone up quite a bit. So what my car was actually worth, I wouldn't be able to replace it. So I love my car anyway, so I'm getting it fixed. So I was thinking, which is great because it's Mercury retrograde. I really don't want to buy a car during Mercury retrograde period. That's probably something that's going to go wrong, or even if I get it checked out, they might not pick up something and it could be a big issue later. I don't want to enter into any big purchases at this time. It's all up to you. If you have to, you have to, right? At the end of the day, my insurance company said we're writing your car off, I would have had to get one. There's nothing much you can do about it except research, try everything, make sure you're buying the model that you want, because sometimes that's the other thing. We can really rush during a Mercury retrograde. We panic and we could choose to buy things that we don't actually want. Like say you're just like, oh no, I've got this addictive feeling. I need to buy card decks. I just need to buy card decks. Just buying stuff without researching actually what ones do I really want? Do I actually really want animal, totems, animal decks, animal abundance messages, or do I need or want a new tarot deck? Which one do I want? Oh, let's check that out, Tower. We're going to bring that out. I think this is linked to all the realizations and stuff like that. Or do I want to buy like a witchy deck? Like this one's a fairly new one. I really love it. and this is another witchy deck that I've had for a while. You guys have probably seen it. You know, it's like rushing into it and then buying something I don't want. Like, oh, I didn't want this witchy deck. It's weird, actually. You know, and realizing that after. So it's just try to be aware of your impulses versus what excites you. Because sometimes people, I know I've done that. You know, you just want to go shopping. Like, I just need to buy something. I need to buy something. That's coming from an impulsive, addictive, egoic place instead of a calm place of actually, what do I actually need to do? So try not to be reactive if things happen up until the 22nd of June. Just try to calmly think about what you want and what really excites you. Well, that kind of went off on a tangent, but that's what we do here. So while we're discussing Mercury retrograde, let's see what it's going to be. What should we actually focus on? I'm going to pick 3, so you can either pick 1, 2, or 3, or you can listen to all the messages. And I'm going to put you back. These are cards, obviously, I just made. What should our focus be? 1, 2, or 3? I'm just going to pick from the middle. This is 1. This is 2. And this is 3. Hearing realizations. Review for number 1. Number 2 is recheck. Number 3 is remain. So reviews, obviously Mercury retrograde's a lot about reviewing. I'm hearing this is around your core belief systems and where you pick that up in your childhood about what is good and versus what is bad. What do you perceive as good as what do you perceive as bad? So say crying, you might associate as bad and you should hide it and you shouldn't do that. However, that's really healing. I actually went for a Reiki session yesterday, and I pick people based on the energy they give off. And I've been looking for someone for a while because obviously I do it on myself, but because I've had so many series of events of really horrible and big situations, I needed help. And my guides were like, okay, go find someone, now's time, just do it, run with it, you know. So I did. And today I feel a whole lot lighter, because it's hard, because you can't constantly be barraged with all these horrible, really hard experiences and go through them by yourself. And then even though I'm a healer, be expected to move that. I can't shift everything by myself. Yes, I can do my shadow work, but I can't get through all those situations that life threw at me by myself, even though I've gotten through a lot by myself, you know. And this lady had more energy than I had. Like, you know, if I'm a battery, I'm 0%. This could be happening to you. My guys were like, you need to go to someone else to fill you up because you're empty, you know. And obviously this is a service, so you pay for that. So there's no strings attached and things like that, you know. And I feel so much better today. I just don't have that fear. So that could be something that maybe you need a Reiki session. Maybe you need a healing. If you've got fears coming up, things you haven't been able to shake like your whole life, that's going to be coming up for you. So notice this, and you will be triggered. We get triggered because we need to release it. So, you know, for me, all my security this year is, you know, my house nearly got taken out by a fire. That was my security. My car is also my security because I've been through it so much and it's kept me safe. So my security this year has been very, you know, I've been triggered in that respect. I've been pushed to the limits. It did take me to nothing is permanent anyway. And that's something I had to deal with. But because I went through so many changes when I was growing up, I went through so many events that affected me as an adult, I try to hold on to my security, right? I try to hold on to my things. And this, I could be saying this because maybe you can relate. And the universe, in a way, was showing me that, well, nothing is forever. And you can't always rely on that, because, you know, it made me turn into myself. You need to be able to rely on yourself, and you need to be okay, you know, when chaotic stuff happens around you, which is really hard, right? But that was my spiritual test. I'm not saying that's yours. That is my spiritual test this year, really to be pushed to detach, rock my world, and try to keep some sort of balance. So notice what comes up for you. So number 2, we've got recheck. I am getting this is a lot of things to do with safety and security, perhaps, and please, I'm not doing this out of fear, but just check things like you're putting garage door down, you're locking things, you've got security lights, you hear a weird noise, maybe check it. I'm not saying it to be paranoid. I'm just getting check things, check your oil in your car, check your tread on your tires. I really do think it's those everyday things. Maintain your home. You know, those things that need to be fixed around the home. It's creaky doors, dodgy floorboards. It's just the general housekeeping. Just make a check. How's your fence doing? If a storm comes, you know, does your fence look a bit flimsy? Is a sheet about to fly off, you know, in the next windstorm? Like that kind of thing. It's just do a bit of a general check. Just keep on top of the housey things. And for 3, we've got remain. I feel like there's not a lot you have to do this Mercury retrograde period. I'm hearing like an energetic, light, breezy, feathery energy, and just go where you're being taken. It's not going to be as heavy for you as it may be for some of us, because, you know, we're closing energetic chapters out. You know, this lifetime we're all dealing with ancestral trauma, and it's heavy, you know, so a lot can come up for us. We've got the Loon card. I came and told us. I just did a video for TikTok, and another deck and a peacock came out. Just a side note, I'm not posting my TikToks as much on Facebook and Insta and stuff anymore, because I just can't be asked. It's there on TikTok. You guys, if you like following me, you can follow me on there. I just can't be bothered sharing it everywhere. It just takes too much of my time and energy, and then I don't enjoy it. So what's the point in that, hey? Okay. So if you want to support me on there, check that out. But first, let's look at the Loon, intuitive. You're getting quite a bit of intuitive messages coming through. Let's listen. Okay, not listen. I'm just reading this here. Let's talk about what it says on here. Listen to the song of your soul. Oh, how funny. Trust your intuitions as you Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. I've got a message from the intuitive messages here. It's that I wrote just before I started filming. It says, listen to the sound of silence. For those of you that can't meditate, there's answers that are going to be revealed to you there. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Another thing came up in my intuitive messages, channel messages before I started, was being more compassionate. And it's so important to be more compassionate with yourself. But also, some of us are learning, and I know a lot of you do, but in some respect, this is going to happen on a deeper level. You're becoming more compassionate with others, not being the same as you, the others that don't align with you. Instead of getting angry perhaps or frustrated, you're just going to go, okay, it is what it is. I'm going to go and do my own thing and listen to the song of my soul. Because you're your focus. It's not about, you know, other people doing what we perceive to be right or wrong. It's about accepting that they're doing what they're doing. We've all been there at some point in time. I'm just going to learn from what I've learned in the past, and I'm working on letting that go. And I'm shifting into another dimension. Wow, that was just crazy channeled. That just came through me. I'm going to have to listen back to that because I didn't hear it, but it sounded cool. Okay. Oh, there's B, community. Yeah, so walk towards more a community that is supportive of you, that sees who you are, sees your vibrancy, sees your individuality. The wind's down with it. Okay, just, can you feel the healing energy? I'm just picking up on that yellow, that sunshine. I did bring the orange calcite here. This is great for physical health too. If some of you are struggling, grab a piece of that or channel the energy of the crystal from a photo. Just, it's this very yellowy, light, bright, healing energy. You know, I know when sometimes I waver and I'm feeling like I'm getting sick, I would just go out in the sun and literally the next day I feel better. The sun is healing. Call in yellow if you don't have sun where you are in the world. Visualize that coming down, sparkly yellow, healing like honey as well. I know it's an amber color, but that's just, let it ooze, because that'll stick, that light energy will stick to you a whole lot. But if you feel like the sun is oozing onto your skin, it'll soak in there more. It's just a visual thing. So yeah, that's really coming up. Okay, so, okay, they don't want me to read what the cards actually say, because I said that's the message that I wanted to get through. So we'll just pop these away. Tower moment. I feel like this is more like realizations more than physical things happening. And it's perception shifts and illusions. It's the things you thought were true before that aren't. Oh my God, 10 of Pentacles. And that's leading to like, okay, so you've been through a lot in your life. Things have shifted and changed and moved, and the way you thought you planned out your life didn't plan out. And a big part of you is okay with that, but another part of you is not. It's pissed off, it's annoyed. It's like, why did I have to go through this crap? You know, but it's all leading you to the happy home life, 10 of Pentacles, support around you, you know, cat, dog, animal. Yeah, it's a death to you, a part of yourself that wasn't really you in the first place. It was conjured up by your, you know, your parents and your grandparents and, you know, your ancestors' pain that was brought to you to resolve. And we did stick our hands up for it. I know it sucks. So this is it's okay. So they're saying stop trying to jump to that 10 of Pentacles. It's coming, but it needs to come in its own time. And Pentacles energy is slow energy, which is annoying in itself. So there's nothing you need to do here with the Hangman. Let this transition occur. Let things fall apart. Let these emotional pains, you know, I guess die. Let them burn themselves out. Get the support where you need it. Yeah, because there's things that you're not seeing. And we've got the King of Cups here as the bottom of the deck energy. There's things that you aren't seeing here with the moon. See this way, the 7 of Pentacles, she's like, oh, I just planted all this crap. Not crap, sorry. I just planted all these ideas or feelings or hopes or wishes, and nothing's happening. And you're being asked to release that and let that go. And don't see that as the case. Don't be so in the physical, which is why we're being asked to listen to the sound of silence. For those of you that struggle to meditate, or just listen to the sound of silence. There's answers in the sound of silence. There's big answers that we can't see when we're trying to control everything, when we're just like, but I did this, I deserve this. And you do. But there's magic behind the scenes with the universe. There's things that you can't see. They're working on things. But if you don't remain open and work on balancing your energy and viewing anything that pops up for you that, you know, your inner child is like, hey, I'm hurt about this. And then you have to nurture yourself in order to release it. You have to listen and hold space and, you know, and let that inner child cry when she wants to. During my healing yesterday, I was in a tunnel. And then all of a sudden, another part of my inner child was there with me. And she was bellowing. And I wasn't feeling that pain. She was, right? I do see her as a separate part of me that I left behind. So I just sat down on this in the tunnel. It was like a train tunnel. I sat down on the tracks. I let her sit in my lap. You know, I could see she was all like dirty. She'd been there for goodness knows how long. And I'm like, you're safe to cry here. And you can cry and bellow for as long as you want, because we weren't allowed to do that as children. We were told to deal with it, told to shut up, because our parents didn't know how to deal with it. And our grandparents didn't know how to deal with it. They didn't have that emotional capacity, but we do. You know, so I just let her cry and I let her sob, and then it channeled through me and I cried and sobbed and let her, you know, and I released that because I was struggling to release that. And what came up for me was never being supported. But I was supporting her. I'm like, you stay here. You cry whenever you want for as long as you want. It's okay. It's okay for you to cry here. And you know what? She sobbed for a bit, but because I said it was okay, she didn't feel like she had to cry anymore because she felt safe. Whereas if I was like, don't do that, or if I ignored her, or like, oh, I don't have to deal with this vision, it would make her cry more because I wasn't listening to her. And the same goes for, you know, people in adult life too. Like if people are constant complainers, it's because no one's really listening to them or validating their emotions. And when you do, most of the time, if you let them get it out, it's like, oh, okay, so you're frustrated because you feel like this always happens to you. And they'll be like, yeah. And then they'll keep on going, right? And you may not want to hear it because, yeah, fair enough. Like, I get it. But sometimes there's no one around to listen to them. They can't hear themselves. You know, they keep saying the same thing because no one's hearing them. They can't hear themselves unless you hear them. I feel like I need to do a mic drop on that. All right, let's just get 2 more messages. I did shuffle this, but I'm going to shuffle it again. Get 2 more cards, please. Apple. This is about new experiences, which are different to what you've experienced before. And Spirit wants you to change the way in which you view your experiences. And that we know it's hard because the pattern is fully ingrained. The situation may keep playing out through different faces, but in similar ways. But what I'm hearing is you're wiser now. And this apple has a lot to do with sex too. So this could be about relationships. Some of you may be thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to have sex ever again. If you balance your chakras, you won't feel that urge as much. I can assure you. And also, you don't need anyone else to pleasure you. You can do that yourself. Not saying, you know, not to have sex. I'm just saying, you know, that's just the message that's coming through. I just feel there's this energy of independent. There's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't give yourself. There's nothing. You can give yourself everything you want. It's not about, there might be some remnants here about wanting other people to give you stuff. Happiness, joy, excitement, fun, sex, whatever. I know I'm getting all that from an apple. But there's no need. Not now. There's no need now. Because you can give yourself everything you want. And if you don't know how to get there, listen to the sound of silence. Wow. And this came out on the TikTok I already posted on there as well. So I see this as community again. It's the trees. It's the grounding as well. Grounding. And look, the sun's there too. Nature is your family. The sun is your family. If any of you are feeling alone on your journey or that you just can't connect, because you're meant to connect with nature, sometimes not people, because they don't get it. You know, I'm Queen Blabbermouth. I'm a total overshare when I meet someone. I get excited like a puppy. And I'll just blab everything. And then after I do that, I regret it because I'm like, oh, they don't get what I'm saying. They don't understand. And that's where I need to be compassionate, be like, that's okay, they're on their journey. You know, just don't overshare ever again. Boom, learnt my lesson, you know, and not in a, oh my God, I can't believe I did that again, beat myself up kind of way, or, oh, why does no one understand me? It's so unfair, I'm so alone. The sun is your family, the trees are your family, the leaves are your family, the earth is your family, That's where you need to stabilize your connection if you can't connect with people outside yourself, because you're not meant to right now. I'm not saying ever. Nature is your family, and it's very important that you tune into that energy. Look, and the apple comes off the tree. Maybe you need to eat some apples too. How can you nourish and nurture yourself this week? And look, it's the Hermit as well. I didn't even really read that. It's about you and nature. You and nature. Look, at security is on there too. Stability, which is similar to the beginning of this reading, what I was talking about. You know, your security and stability might have felt shook up, but you're learning how to balance out that energy, and that's the only way to really do that. You've got you, no matter what. You've got you, and you do what you want to do and be who you want to be, and I'm hearing to hell with everyone else. They don't get you, stuff them. It's okay. Bless them. It's all right. But I'm just hearing like we have been subconsciously wanting way too much from other people. You know, side note, it's kind of funny, like, you know, I'll still get the random people saying to me just because they're in a relationship when I said I don't want one, maybe in the future, but I have no need for one now because I give myself everything. I provide for myself, I care for myself, I nurture myself, I go, you know, get massages, I pay handyman if I don't want to learn how to fix stuff around my house. I don't need a man for anything, you know. And it's funny watching a lot of the TikToks. You know, it's so amazing seeing the empowered women on there. They're saying similar things in a different way, and it's great, and I love it, and I feel so connected to them and that, you know. And it's like, guys don't really understand what women want, so why would we want them now, you know? Whereas before we were with the patriarchy, we were controlled, told what to do, repressed, and now we're coming out of that, and it's like we don't need, you know. If you've got a partner, please just, you know, disregard what I'm saying if you're happy. But, you know, women are happier single. No kids, I have more money, I've got more time to do whatever I want to do. Like I'm happier, and we live longer. I don't have stress. I don't have to, you know, like I don't have the games. It's just like so happy. But, you know, everyone else around me will be like, oh, don't worry, you'll find someone. I'm like, when did I say I was worried? Stop projecting. I don't care, you know, and that's part of where I just have to stop saying. And it sucks. Feeling like you can't say how you feel, but then at the same time, I'm supporting myself. I'm supported by the universe. I'm supported by the apple tree. I'm supported by the sun. I'm supported by nature. Most importantly, I'm supported by myself. And so you need to remember that too. If you ever waver or wonder how you're going to get what you want or be happy and fulfilled, it's because there's a major perception tweak that needs to be had around subconsciously where you're asking for things from other people or wanting things from other people without fulfilling that within yourself, which is frustrating to hear. If you're frustrated to hear that, then that's where the healing needs to occur. If you're just like, yeah, no, that makes sense, your healing has occurred. You've learnt your lesson. Because when we're triggered and angered by something, that's where we need to do some healing. And healing can always just be yelling and letting it out. You know, I gave this lady on Facebook an example. She was talking about how a psychologist gave her some really bad advice and it caused her more pain because I think he didn't acknowledge how she was feeling, you know, and it caused a lot of agony for her. And I said, well, talk to him on the astral, because he didn't get you in the first place. Why would you go back and expect him to get you? Why would you do that to yourself? She was probably putting herself in a position to be put in more pain. So I'm like, talk to her on the astral. I've done that. I've yelled at people in the astral, and then that's how you get closure. See that, guys? Do you hear him? My next door neighbour plays video games all day. He yells. That's how he gets his anger out. Yeah, it's really healing. It's amazing, you know, and the dirty, disgusting guy that I worked with and I wouldn't sleep with him and he had me fired. I screamed the hell at him in the astral. And I was able to release that. Because I can't go to a psychopath or a sociopath and expect him to say sorry for something that he did. Because they specialize in turning it around onto you, making you feel shit. If someone's going to go out of their way to make your life a living hell, you don't buy back into that energy. How you can't get healed in a space like that. You retreat and you deal with it yourself, which is shit, right? But this has been my whole life. You know, but the thing is, if I haven't been through hell, how am I supposed to advise other people? You know, how am I supposed to counsel and coach them through it if I haven't been through it myself? You know, and you might be in that position. I don't know if that's I always nearly say it wrong. Perspective shift. For you, maybe it might just dislodge some of your thoughts, maybe something to think about. But yeah, that's why we go through so much heartache and pain. Yes, we need to learn soul lessons and we need to evolve and grow. But the main reasons is because if we don't go through it, we can't help others. And that's predominantly why we're here. But when the time is right, not before, not after, when the time is right. So stay safe, stay blessed, enjoy your week, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.